have a question. What benefit is it to do a trust if you do the TODs?
Good question.
Well, perhaps the downfall of TOD is that it only addresses certain assets. You can only do TODs with certain things. You can only do it with bank accounts, retirement accounts, homes, things like that. So the nice thing about a trust is if you have other assets, that will address those assets. So you can put them into the trust and then perhaps avoid it going through probate.
Such as what type of assets?
That's a great question. I think off the top of my head, I have had, I'm trying to think.
Good question.
I'm sorry?
Jewelry?
That is one actually. That is something that where you can't do a TOD on it, but you can put it in the trust and state where it goes. Usually,
You can also do that with a will, can't you?
you can designate who it's going to go to in the will. However, it's not going to avoid probate. It's still going to go through probate. With a trust, basically what you have is you have a trustee that's put in charge of saying who's going to get what, and the trustee is the one who actually does that. So it doesn't go through probate. So the advantage, let's say in a situation where you have jewelry, you're not going to be paying the attorney's fees and on that. So it's not going to be considered. So if you have personal property items that are of significant value, then those are the ones that would be a good idea to put in a trust.
Yeah, I've got a client he collects paintings, and I'm talking expensive paintings.
Yes, artwork.
Artwork. Okay, some of them are $50,000 pieces. He wants to make sure that those don't get probated, because if you're looking at roughly somewhere between 6 and 15% is usually what probate costs. $50,000, that's $3,000 in probate costs. You can avoid that by doing a TOD or doing a trust.
Yeah, so in that particular situation, if he had designated who he wanted to get it through a will, that's not going to do it. The will still gets probated and those items still go through probate with a will. However, if he puts it in a trust and says, this is who I want to be the trustee and to designate who gets which paintings, then it's not going through probate at all. So basically you're going to save yourself attorney's fees on that, which could be significant.
But I always thought the purpose of a trust was to put land and a lot of high-end assets into it.
You can do that as well. Generally, what I recommend above doing a trust with the land is doing a TOD.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me.
Yep.
Yeah.